So hey guys, welcome to my channel Cricket Mania. From now in this channel, I'm going to give cricket tips, teach new shots and explain different types of shots in bowling, fielding, batting and everything you need to know about cricket. So today our question is, why trigger movement? Trigger movement is a movement of the feet that takes place just before the ball is bowled. The movement should be easily repeatable so that it can be used before each delivery. Trigger movement helps batsmen to get themselves into a position from which they can easily play a front foot or a back foot shot. So over here you can see this image in which Kohli is using the trigger movement to play the ball. Over there you can see in the first step he was in his regular stance, and in the second step he moved his right leg, which means that is the back leg, onto the off stump, and in the third step he moved his left leg also and showing it towards the direction of the ball and got his bat lifted up as he was going to play a drive. Generally, while playing trigger movement, your back foot won't move after playing any shot. If you don't use trigger movement, your back leg will come front. So due to that, the chances of stumping will be increased. Trigger movement is mostly used to a fast bowler. For a spinner, trigger movement is used less because few times the ball turns, so without using trigger movement you can play, but if you are using trigger movement against spin bowler, you need to be very careful because if the ball doesn't turn, the ball hits the pads, because in trigger movement a batsman moves on to the off stump, so if the ball hits the pads there is 80% of chances of getting LBW. So here we reached our special segment. In this segment, in every video, I am going to show a cricketer who plays the shot or who plays that shot nicely than anyone. So over here you can guess this cricketer, one and only Steve Smith. He uses trigger movement more than anyone in cricket. Over here you can see words about Smith using trigger movement. Here it is written that back and across, back and across and back and across. It is impossible to know how many times Steve Smith has performed this movement over the past 2 or so years. Thousands and thousands of times out in the middle, countless more in the net, and probably even few times in his sleep as well. Certainly, his batting in recent years have been the stuff that dreams are made of. While far from the one players to employ a trigger movement at the crease, the Australian skipper pronounced shift across his stumps at the moment the ball is released has become his trademark, and the genesis of the signature move which has propelled him to the Australian captaincy and the top of the world batting rankings is quite remarkable. So over here you can see even a great player like Steve Smith uses trigger movement as his trademark shot. Not only Steve Smith but also Sachin, Kohli, Rohit Sharma, everyone uses trigger movement to play the ball all over the park. To hit a ball in wherever and whichever direction you want it to, you can hit by using this trigger movement. So trigger movement is not necessary. If you want to play like a pro, you need to learn trigger movement. It needs to be a habit to score runs in all the areas. But if you're comfortable with your own stance, you can play with that. So by that, ending this video. Bye. In the next video, we'll meet again.